Hi, my name is Dr. J, and today I'm going to talk about technology tools on how to present your information so it resonates with your audience. Ba-da-ba-da-ding. So what we're going to do is we're going to do, how do we present information? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do color blindness. 1 out of 12 men are colorblind. 1 out of 12 men are colorblind. So when we're creating our presentations, we don't want to, you don't want to be using red and you don't want to be using green in creating our presentations. Now what does it look like when you're colorblind? Well, what it looks like is this. On the very top, you'll see that it's green. On the bottom, you'll see that it's dull. So you see how that is how, when you're creating a presentation and you're creating information for people so that it resonates, you want to make sure that you use colors in which they can be able to see. Emotions. Emotions has a play into it. Also, we have the we should know syndrome. We don't know. Sometimes you just have to try something and see if it works. And if it works, it's great. And sometimes it doesn't. And that's how you sometimes figure it out. But you don't know something unless you go and you try it. Mood. Mood actually does make a difference when you're presenting information. There are studies that actually show that if you are in a good mood, you learn more effectively. PowerPoint versus Word. So this presentation is about presenting information. What are the tools that are available? And what a lot of people do is they take what they have, what's on Word, and they just put it on a presentation, and it drives me crazy. Because one of the things we want to do is that doesn't resonate with people. They don't get the information that you're trying to deliver. Remember, the key is who's your audience and how am I trying to deliver it? Writing. So when you're taking your writing tools, you're trying to be able to write information, you're trying to be able to take it. You need to understand who your audience is. There are some people who have dysgraphia. Dysgraphia is, in my brain, I'm saying you are awesome, and what you see is you are a case. So in my brain, I'm saying you are awesome. You're seeing you are a case. What does that mean? So when I'm creating a presentation, I use a lot of writing, I use a lot of text. For those people who have dysgraphia, you're going to miss them. You're not going to get them to be able to see what it is you're trying to deliver because text for them isn't an easy thing to be able to take in their cognition to be able to get to do that. Whereas images might resonate better with them. So just remember who you're dealing with. When we're talking about color blindness, you're talking about dysgraphia. Those are two things that can get in the way of your messages. So if you know what they are and you know who those people, if they have those things, you can create your presentation so it resonates with everyone, because that's what we're trying to do. Finding images. Finding images is very difficult. And so there's a way around it to create it so you can use images to make it a very more powerful and more effective presentation of information. And I use Haiku Deck. You can go ahead, you can go into Haiku Deck, you create a new deck, and then you simply go in and you do a search, and you can put in your word puppy in the search field. You hit enter and you get a whole bunch of puppies, which is actually pretty cool. And then in your presentation, you can pick whichever layout you want. So if you right here you have your main slide. So if you have dogs, you can pick whatever layout you want to make it resonate or make it not go over the picture so you're trying to deliver it. And you don't have to worry about making the pictures big or large or small or anything like that. You can do it in a way in which it's a beautiful picture and still have your message. You see how I changed that? I changed the title so that it was in the middle, and now I put it just by simply clicking on the layout. It goes right to it, and it gives me the transparency that I want. And then I can go ahead and I can just have an image with no title, and I can have bullet points. I would keep those bullet points very succinct. When you're presenting information, it's not a document. You want it to be very succinct, and you want to have bullet points. And you can also add your YouTube videos on here. So you can add YouTube videos. And then your question is, well, okay, I have this beautiful presentation, but how does this work with PowerPoint? Easily. You can go ahead and you can select the editable PowerPoint. And voila, here I went ahead and I took a program, I brought in my images very easily, and now I can go ahead and I can create it so that I can bring in my images, I can have my bullet points, I can have just images that are there, and I can have my videos, and I bring it into YouTube. Now there's one other way you can go ahead and create images, and I bet you think you know how this is, but you might not. When you go to Google, you're going to click on images. And everybody does this, right? You go and you find your images. The problem with this is that people find this really small 10 by 10 image, and then they blow it up and it's all pixelated. So you don't want to do that. So the trick is right here. And this is really cool. And this will change depending on where you are in the browser, but usually it's the same. Somewhere you'll see this safe search. So you want to go to that safe search that's there. Then, once you go to that safe search and you click on it, you're going to see the screen. And this is a really good screen. It's the advanced image search. You can search your images by size. So no longer do you have that small little image. Do anything higher than 640 or higher, and you'll be fine on your PowerPoint presentations or your presentations. So here you can go ahead and you can click on the by size, and then you can click on by filter. That's really, really, really important, because if you don't want to have copyrighted information, that's a really good thing to do. Now, you can create snapshots. So on the Mac, it's Command-Shift-4 all at the same time if you want to create screenshots. On the Windows has this really cool thing called the snipping tool. You want to go to the snipping tool, and you'll click on New, and you'll go to File, and you go to Save As, and voila, you capture it. So what did I do again? So I went ahead and I just did File, and then I just did Save As, and I did Capture, and voila, I saved my image. Now on an Android, you do Power Home. On After Ice Cream, it's Power Volume. iOS, it's Power and Home. So what did I just explain to you? I just explained to you some really cool things, right? I just showed you Haiku Deck. I just showed you how to be able to get images that are there. And now I'm showing you that you can do screenshots to bring in your images. That's different ways you can bring in for your presentation. Now, for your font, do not use Times Roman. Everybody uses Times Roman. I understand if you're a researcher and you have to do it for publications, but in your presentation, it does not look good on the screen. So stay away from Times Roman. You want to use Arial, Verdania, or Calibri, or Helvetica are the ones I would recommend. And if you want to use headers, use Impact, or Myriad Pro, or Trajan Pro. Those are some really good fonts. Your size of your text. Anyone over 40, we have this thing that we do. We go like this. So we go like this. We can't see, something. So don't make your font anything minimal than 18 points, and preferably 24 if you're doing presentations. So that is very important to be able to think about. So what did I just talk about? I just basically gave you a summation of how you can present information in a very short period of time and make it engaging and interactive by using Haiku Deck, bringing it into PowerPoint, and then being able to bring in images. You can use Google and to search for your images and to look at your text, and the text matters. And then that's how we build resonating, amazing, incredible presentation that will change the way in which our world sees our profession by creating enlightening information for all. Namaste.